Well, somehow we've got to the 28th of October, approaching the end of the month. Thank you for tuning into TNT. We do this daily, Monday to Friday, a little bit more on Saturday with a live program, a sort of whip around Thailand's main news stories. Interesting sort of potpourri today, starting off with the award for the most stupid counterfeiter of all time. Cowside English on their Facebook page reporting about Mr. Su, a Chinese national, following a report of an eyewear shop owner at the Chatuchak market. This happened on October the 27th. The man allegedly used a counterfeit 1,000 baht note to purchase glasses valued at 200 baht from the shop. Yeah, you can go to these markets anywhere in Thailand, buy reading glasses, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're going to cost 150 to 250 baht. But there was a problem with his notes. Upon searching him, officers found 95 counterfeit 1,000 baht banknotes. Each banknote had the word copy printed in the watermark area on the back. They look realistic enough, except for this glaring error. Now, perhaps if he's from China, he didn't realise what the word copy was saying. Anyway, he told police that he didn't know that they were counterfeit notes, and I'm sure he'll be assisting police with their inquiries. And just in case the photographer was confused in an almost empty office, the police decided they should point at the man. So I suppose the bottom line there is if you are going to use counterfeit notes, just make sure you do your homework first. In that case, had the word copy written right across the notes, a bit like the Icon Group had the word con included in their name. Okay, so speaking of which, just very quickly an update from the BangkokPost.com. Overseas victims file complaints. And more victims of the Icon Group pyramid scheme who live overseas have filed a complaint with the Consumer Protection Police Division, bringing the total number of victims to 9,469 as of Saturday. Losses now reaching 2.9 billion baht, finding victims in about 20 countries. Just very quickly, China, Hong Kong, Macau, Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, Malaysia, Singapore, UAE, the UK, Italy, Germany, Sweden, Estonia, Luxembourg, Canada, and the US. And I just bet that number's going to be well over 10,000 by the middle of this week as the Icon Group story continues. Okay, another story that we've been hearing a bit about over the past 6 months is the possibility of a casino opening in Thailand. Thais do like a good gamble. Technically illegal, but it happens often and is very widespread. So the government perhaps thinking, well, let's get in on the act. This is an interesting version of the story though. And once again to the Bangkok Post, no rush on casino plans, and some activists no doubt paid, giving it the thumbs up of approval. And the Finance Ministry is preparing to pursue talks with government coalition partners to advance a casino entertainment complex project, which is part of the Thai-led government's policy statement. Well, from memory, the word entertainment complex was in the policy statement. The word casino has been, well, conveniently added since. And the minister says that they're in no rush to push ahead, as flood recovery in the north is a bigger priority, but it will hold talks with the coalition parties to ensure they're on the same page before proceeding. Cart before horse? And he said the bill to allow casinos to operate legally within entertainment complexes had received positive feedback. Not quite unanimous support. During the public hearing processes required by the Constitution, the bill will be submitted to Cabinet later this year. And then, perhaps indicative of the fact that they're doing this on the run, this sentence. The minister said the government has not designated any specific province or area for the complexes. A committee will select suitable locations in various regions that are part of the tourism promotion strategy. So if you do like a bet, I think you can bet that it's going to be to the east side of Bangkok, maybe between Bangkok and the airport, in Pattaya or in Phuket. So we're about to talk travel here on TNT. If you'd like to travel from the island of Phuket out to the islands of Phang Bay, I can highly recommend 5 Star Marine. Now, I was going to be going out with them yesterday. The weather wasn't particularly good yesterday. We had quite strong winds and a few bouts of rain. So we've postponed it to next Sunday. I'm going to get out with 5 Star Marine one way or the other. But let's start talking about the congestion tax in a bit more detail. This has been proposed for the city of Bangkok, notorious for its appalling traffic congestion. Thai PBS World reporting Bangkok's congestion fee, traffic relief, or a new burden. And the government plans to start collecting congestion fees during peak hours to ease Bangkok's notorious traffic snarls. And as we've said before, the congestion fee will help fund a move to cap metro fares at 20 baht per ride. So during the election campaign, the Pheu Thai party openly said they wanted to cap fares on things like the BTS and the MRT at 20 baht a ride, which is quite a big cut from what it can cost, particularly if you go for quite a distance. And the charges would be collected from motorists entering areas in Bangkok, places like Silom, Ratchida-Pisek and Sukhumvit. And an estimated 700,000 plus motorists brave Bangkok's congested roads daily. And if the charge was between, say, 40 to 50 baht, the government would stand to collect about 12 billion baht per year. Now, the Bangkok governor said he's got no objections to the congestion charge because it would encourage Bangkokians to cut their use of private cars. But relevant authorities should offer better alternatives to commuters who have to switch to public transport due to the additional charges. So we might get some cars off the road, but the government's going to have to beef up maybe the number of trains, some additional bus services to make up and will further encourage people to get out of their cars into public transport. I mean, it's a big project. And as a start, the minister said the congestion charge would initially be limited to a few zones before being expanded when convenient travel alternatives are in place. So what about a bit of pushback? Well, a lecturer at the Naresuan University and a road safety expert said implementing the congestion fee in Bangkok will be difficult. And this problem is as plain as day. Motorists could avoid paying congestion charges by taking shortcuts through small lanes instead. If that happens, traffic jams will just shift from the main roads to smaller roads. Well, implementing things like a congestion tax would be very easy if you started with a clean sheet and you designed a city around that concept. Trying to introduce it after the fact in Bangkok will be very difficult. And then the current 20 baht cap on some train routes is set to end on November the 30th if the Transport Ministry doesn't find funds to extend it. So, forgetting whether you like congestion taxes or not, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on how you thought a congestion tax could work in Bangkok. Which particular roads or routes would it work best on? I mean, obviously, Sukhumvit Road is an obvious one. And how would they actually get the money? Are we going to have a little beeper thing sitting up in the top of our windscreen that's going to just take it electronically every time we enter those roads? Tell us your thoughts. And to a slightly slower form of transport, let's head out onto the Chao Phraya River over the weekend. Thai PBS World reporting Thai and foreign well-wishers line Chao Phraya to honour their majesties in a grand royal barge procession. And certainly something you're not going to see in other parts of the world. And their majesties, the King and Queen, presided over a rare royal barge procession yesterday, which glided along the Chao Phraya River in Bangkok to Wat Arun. The flotilla featured 52 royal barges configured in 5 formations with 2,000 crew manning the vessels. This is only the second royal barge procession during the King's reign. It was organised to honour His Majesty King Maha Vajiralongkorn's 72nd birthday. Crowds, Thais and foreigners mostly dressed in royal yellow gathered along the banks of the Chao Phraya River well before the procession start time, eager to secure a good spot from which to witness the special experience. And during the procession, traffic flow on the 5 bridges over the Chao Phraya River remained open, though pedestrian access was restricted. So unlike the rehearsal last week, it looks like the weather did behave itself. Not so for the Moto GP. Bangkok Post reporting motorcycling, Bang Na wins rain-hit Thai should be Moto GP in Buriram. And there's the winner Francesco Bang Na celebrating with the trophy on the podium after winning the Moto GP at the PHANG International Circuit in Buriram. And Ducati's Francesco Bang Na put in a sure-footed display at a rain-drenched Buriram International Circuit as he romped to victory in the Thailand Grand Prix yesterday and slashed his gap to championship rival Jorge Martin down to 17 points. Well, if you are going to be running a big motorcycle race this time of the year in northeast Thailand, you've got a fairly strong possibility of running into some fairly bad weather. But I suppose they have to fit into the schedule of the Moto GP, not the monsoon. With that, thank you for watching today. I hope you get the opportunity to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Thanks to all those people that joined in on Saturday as we talk Thai food, and we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow.